You're tuned in to the Changwoner, the podcast coming to you from Changwon City, South Korea, with your hosts, Scott, Adam, and Phil.
And there's a new documentary film that has to do with the Sewol Ferry. It's called After the Sewol. You can find out more about it by going to www.afterthesewol.com. And we're lucky to have two of the filmmakers with us today behind After the Sewol. We have Neil George and Matthew Root joining us via Skype here. So,
hi guys.
Neil, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going good, thanks. Good to see you.
And Matthew, how are things?
Yeah, great, thanks.
So a lot of people out there, listeners that we have, might not know the story or what exactly the Sewol is, actually. So would one of you like to tell us what your film is about?
So After the Sewol is a documentary film about the sinking of the Sewol Ferry in 2014. And what it focuses on mainly is the negligence towards safety issues within Korea and previous accidents which have happened because of ignoring safety rules or just taking safety for granted. So we use the Sewol as kind of like our catalyst and our main focus in this documentary. And it also touches on other things like the political background in Korea, which has, been a big part of other previous accidents. And yeah, our journey kind of takes us all over Korea, exploring different tragedies that have happened in the last 50 or 60 years.
Okay.
And we also delve into some of, what the current citizens, think about this tragedy and how it's kind of affected their lives.
Both of you two are you from England? Britain? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
And Neil, where do you live currently?
Currently, I'm living just south of Seoul in a small city called Antong.
Okay.
I've been here since 2011 now. I first came to Korea in 2005 and stayed for a little bit, about a year and a bit, just teaching some English, as a lot of people do. I did some photography work. Went back and then came again in 2011 working as a professor teaching filmmaking at a university near Antong.
All right. And Matthew, where are you living?
Right now I'm in Daegu, and similar to Neil, I've been here since 2011. Started off as a teacher, but when we kind of started this project, I ended up giving up my job so I could, work on this full time and get it done.
How'd you guys meet each other? Like, how do you know each other?
When was it? So I think it was early 2015. I had just completed a lot of the pre-production stuff for After the Sewol, and there was a couple of shoots going on in Seoul which I needed to be at, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make it. So I was looking online for people who could go and, cover these events for me. And Neil, thankfully, he was willing to go do these shoots for me. And then after, he was also telling me that he did kind of have an idea of doing a Sewol documentary, but unfortunately at the time he wanted to do his. He was busy, so he kind of gave me a lot of advice on making this documentary, when we met. So, it was the perfect kind of situation for me to, be able to bring Neil on board on this project.
Okay.
So that was early 2000.
Early 2016.
2016. Sorry. Yeah.
Neil, what got you into the film business?
Same. I studied photography and cinematography at university in London.
Okay.
And then I graduated and basically worked as a photography assistant for a while. Then I moved into more TV-based content. So I worked for a couple of small production companies in and around London. Came to Korea in 2005, went back in 2006, and carried on working for companies producing mostly factual-based documentaries for the likes of Sky Television. It's a big network in England. Before that, producing, like, the production company basically did stuff for, BBC, Channel 4, Sky TV. So,
have you always been interested in documentary filmmaking, or is there any other genre that you were taken by? Because I know, like in London, I know there's a very famous director right now, Steve McQueen, who is also a photographer. And now he's moved on to feature films.
Yeah. I mean, I started off making short films, like typical, the typical student short films. So not very good, but and I'm really interested in storytelling.
Yes.
So, and I'm more interested in factual storytelling. So it's not the most easiest to get any money in because, people prefer to switch their brains off when they go and watch films at the cinema.
Yeah.
Seeing the blockbusters with all the CGI.
Yeah, so, but for me, like, since I've been in Korea, this is my 4th feature documentary now. So, and most of them have been around human rights kind of issues. So I've kind of drifted to the direction of human rights filmmaker at the moment. So, I mean, there's not a lot of money in it, but giving something back to society is always quite nice.
Yeah.
So, I have a question. Movies obviously got to cost money.
Mm-hmm.
And
indeed.
Where are you getting the fund from in terms of, completing and taking on a second movie on top of all of that? Looks like Matthew probably has a few extra bills.
Yeah.
That he has to take care of. So
the first film we actually we did do a crowdfunding campaign, or we ran 3, 2 international ones and a Korean one, and both international ones kind of failed in terms of reaching our goal. But they did have flexible funding, so we was able to keep what we did raise. And our Korean one, we ended up getting more than 200% of the goal that we was looking for. So I guess in total from funding, we had just short of, 10 million won, which, in total for the first film, that was about a third of what we actually spent, on production. And then since production, obviously, we've had to spend on extra things such as film festivals and that, which that extra, or those other 2/3 came out of, Neil's and my own pocket. And so far, the second film, we've been paying for that with our own money, and we've just launched another crowdfunding campaign, which we're hoping to, make up more of the costs.
Yeah, we can
this
make
time.
that right.
Yeah, I'm going to have all the links to everything in the show notes for the podcast. But if people do want to help out or get involved, how can they do that? Neil?
So we've got obviously the new crowdfunding on a site. There's a Korean website called Tumblebug. So people can go and check that out. Obviously it's in Korean because our primary focus is Korean people because they know more about the Sewol tragedy than anyone else. But if anybody is interested, they can send us messages on Facebook or look at the website. We're happy to help them to donate to us. If they want to donate privately as well, we can, I'm sure we're happy to take private donations as well. So they can just get in touch with us on the Facebook page or through the website or through you guys or...
All right. So
Your promotional code at Changwoner.
Yeah.
So what are your future plans in Korea, both of you?